Hi again, everyone. This is Engineer Pat 5290 coming to you with another comparison series. We're going to be looking at all three of the GP38 series: the GP38, the GP38AC, and the GP38-2. EMD's GP38, the AC, and the 38-2, the fourth entry of second generation diesel locomotives, were extremely successful four-axle models that we only further established EMD as the premier diesel locomotive builder of that time. By the time the 38 and the AC and the Dash 2 models were released by EMD, they were considered a veteran builder and knew exactly what the railroads were looking for. And they hit the ball running with the 38 and the 38-2. The GP38 straight and the AC version have very minor differences, while the 38-2 carries updated prime mover and newer electronics. Let's look at all three of these models. The original 38, like this one here, was actually no different from the second generation models in terms of horsepower and was even derated a bit to only 2,000 horsepower, compared to the GP30 and GP35's horsepower of 2,500 horsepower. The original model was somewhat successful, but not nearly as successful as the 38-2. In any event, the GP38 carried a new 16-cylinder model EMD 645 prime mover, which replaced the 567 of the GP35, which had been EMD's standard diesel engine, dating all the way back to the FT cab unit of 1939. The locomotive featured General Motors standard model D77 traction that could produce the same tractive effort as the GP30 and GP35s. 61,000 pounds of starting tractive effort and 50,000 pounds of continuous effort. The GP38 debuted in 1966 and was built through 1971. The more successful EMD GP38-2 was built between 1972 and 1984, 12 years in production, which followed the earlier GP30 and 35, which were two of EMD's first models, which are commonly referred to today as second generation power. The 38 models were both tremendously successful with nearly 3,000 units sold. The GP38, as you see, rolls around 730, and GP38-2 sold over 2,100. As for the GP38AC variant, it was essentially ideal to the 38, save for its model AR10 alternator in place of the GM-built D32 generator, which allowed for an increase in tractive effort. The locomotive was built between February of 1970 to December of 1971. 261 of these engines were built for the Norfolk and Western, all combined together, M&W, the Southern, Louisville and Nashville, Pacific Power and Light Company, and the Grand Trunk Western, and the Lehigh Valley is featured here. Now let's move on to the GP38-2. As you can see, there are two different cabs. The standard cab on the left, which was very popular, and the high hood cab, which was only purchased by a few railroads. The GP38-2 model sold better, as it did most Dash 2 models, because of its further upgrades from the original, which included things like a new traction motor blower duct, a modular electronic cabinet system, and bolted battery box access doors, and also was the updated computer system. Railroads that purchased the original 38, where there were many different railroads that purchased it, and except for the later GP40 and 40-2 models, the 38 and 38-2s were EMD's most successful second-gen Jeeps. Like the earlier GP35 fit exactly what the railroads were looking for in terms of horsepower, while also including the manufacturer's excellence in quality and reliability. Because of the model's success, it comes as no surprise that the unit can still be widely seen across the country from short lines to Class 1s. In any event, be on the lookout for them because there are still hundreds of them still around. Also, of a particular, and of course, in 1982, Trains magazine selected Baltimore, Ohio 3802 as All-American Diesel Locomotive for locomotive performance and liability. That unit ended its career on CSX as 9699. Unfortunately, after it was planned to hand it over to the museum, upon retirement, the famous tune was initially in danger of being sold to a leasing firm. Thankfully, the near blunder averted as promised the museum to receive its donation from CSX. It awaits restoration back to its original chassis colors, and I believe that has been repainted to chassis colors. But getting back to the standard and high hood models, you see the high hood model on the right is X Southern. The standard cab on the left is actually an X Penn Central. The standard cab is what most everybody bought, but the 38-2 with the high hood cab was only purchased by the Norfolk and Western and the Southern. They both preferred the high hood cab. I explain about long hood forward operations in several other videos, but I will briefly explain it here that the extra cab, as you see here, provided protection for the crew in case of a head-on collision. If it was running long hood forward like this engine was meant to run, it damages the back of the engine and not the front of it and save crews' lives. And this was a safety practice that they both used, the Norfolk and Western and the Southern. I love both of these variances, but the high hood cab is different, but the standard cab is legend. Both of them are legendary. So these are all three of the GP38 series. I hope you guys enjoyed a little brief history about it. The next series will be probably GP40 and the GP40-2. We're going to be moving up the series. Lots of requests have been coming in. I've got the SD40 and the SD40-2, the GP59 and the GP60. I'm also be doing the SD70 series. I've gotten a request on comparing the SD60 and the SD70. I will start doing the SD60 series. I will also be doing the entire SD70 series. I will probably end up doing all the SD60 series. The 60, the 60i, and the 60M. So we'll be doing those three all together. I'll be doing the SD70, 70M, 70 Mac, and M-2 in the ACE. I'll be definitely looking at all of those. So we'll be doing the EMDs for a while. So hope you guys enjoyed the GP38 series. I'm comparing the three models. And you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you next time.